Hello, it's Erin. It's Friday evening, so it's time for our beginning of the weekend again class. We are going to get started tonight on our backs. So coming to a supine position, maybe sending legs out long, arms out wide, or any other shape that feels comfortable and accessible to you in which you can fully relax. Perhaps gently blinking the eyes closed. And starting to tune inwards. Noticing the breath. Noticing the body. Perhaps for the first time today. Feeling the strength of gravity sinking your body into the ground. And at the same time, feeling the support of the earth holding you up. Noticing where the breath naturally sends itself into your body on your inhales. Is it in the chest? Maybe the throat or the belly? And as you start to lengthen and smooth out your inhales and exhales, beginning to intentionally draw that breath all the way down to the base of the spine as you breathe in. And fully exhaling as you breathe out. And when you're ready to start moving, we'll begin by rolling out the wrists and ankles. Be slowly rocking the legs side to side. letting the movement travel into elbows and knees, rolling your head back and forth on your mat. And we'll bring hands to cup over the eyes, and then gently blinking eyes open before moving your hands. On your next inhale, reaching long through fingers and toes, taking a full body stretch. Exhale, we'll walk hands and feet over to the right, keeping hips where they are, creating a curve through the whole body for banana pose. You can grasp left wrist with right hand. And if you'd like to deepen the stretch in the outer left hip, you can cross left ankle over right. And backing off if you feel any discomfort in the lower back. And then simply breathing here. Continuing to create a smoothness through the inhales and the exhales. If you've taken any grip on the wrists or cross of the ankles, we'll release that. And then inhale to move back through center, reaching long once again. And then exhaling to bring hands and feet over to the left. Opening up through the right side body. And choosing your variation on your second side for banana pose. And once again, if you've taken a grip, the wrist or crossed your ankles, releasing before inhaling back to center. We'll exhale, arms out to a T and bring a bend into the knees. Option here to plant soles of the feet on the floor or hover the shins parallel to the floor, legs at a 90-degree angle. We'll start to move into some dynamic supine twisting. Inhaling to begin. Exhale, we'll drop both knees over to the right, keeping shoulders planted on the floor. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. And just continuing with this, making it slow and deliberate. Hovering the feet off the floor any amount will get you a little bit more activation in the core. Making sure that the shoulders stay connected to the ground, so if knees don't come all the way down on the twist, that's fine. Next time knees fall over to the right, we'll let them come all the way down, and we'll hold. Option here to grab a blanket or two to place underneath the knees. We need to bring the ground up a little bit in order to keep those shoulders connected. Gaze can stay up at the ceiling or start to fall over left shoulder. Breathing deeply. On your next inhale, we'll move knees and gaze back to center. And then exhale to let knees fall over to the left. Gaze can fall over to the right. Your next inhale will draw gaze and knees back through center. And then we'll exhale to send legs out wide and long. Arms will stay outstretched, but we'll start to reach fingertips up towards the corners of the mat. So we're bringing the body into a big X or star position. We'll inhale here, reaching through fingertips and toes, making the body as large as possible, taking up as much space as you can. And then exhale, keeping feet and hands connected to the floor. We're going to draw knees and elbows together like you're coming into horse pose on your back. Inhale to straighten and reach long. Exhale to bend, knees and elbows. Inhale to reach and straighten. And exhale to hug in. And continuing with this a few more times at your own pace. And keeping the arms and the outer edges of the feet connected to the floor. And the knees and elbows don't need to touch. Just energetically pulling them towards one another. And then next time you find yourself in that bent knee, bent elbow position, we'll stay here, keeping the feet connected and just letting go of any holding in the muscles. Just allowing the inner thighs to open up. And if this is a uncomfortable position for the hips, option to grab your blankets and place them underneath the knees and thighs for a little extra support. And on your next inhale, reaching hands down to the thighs to gently help the knees back together, curling up into a little ball. And then exhaling to roll to one side. And then gently press yourself up into a seated position. Here, option to use a block or a blanket under the sits bones. I'm going to move into hero's pose. Shins resting on the floor, finding a long spine. And perhaps creating a little elevation for the hips. Take some of the pressure off of the knee joints here. And first finding our center, stability, groundedness. And on an inhale, we'll bring arms out wide to a T. Starting to open the chest and the collarbone. We'll start to rotate through the arms, really focusing on the shoulder socket and joint here. You can think about rotating the direction of the thumbs, but we also want to really make sure we're getting into the shoulder joint here. So we're going to rotate the arms so palms face up, thumbs point back. And then on an exhale, slowly rotate the whole arm until the thumbs point down, palms are facing back. Inhale to rotate open. Exhale to rotate forward. I'm just doing this a couple of times. And then we'll release that. The arms fall alongside you. You roll the shoulders out a little bit. Shake out the arms. Next inhale, we'll interlace fingers, pressing palms away from the body. Reaching arms up overhead. And exhale to tilt over to the right, opening up through the left side body once again. Full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale through center. And then exhale over to the left. Full breath. Inhale through center. Exhale to release. Rolling your shoulders out again. Next inhale, we're going to bring arms out wide to a T once again. And this time we're going to think about really pulling the shoulders, squeezing shoulder blades together, pulling the arms back behind us. Puffing out the chest, arching the spine. And then we're going to exhale to wrap arms around the shoulders, rounding forward, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Inhale to open up wide, lifting the chest. Exhale to curl, wrapping the arms around our upper body. Inhale to open. Exhale to curl. Move through another 3 or 4 of these on your own. Seated cat-cow. arm variation. And after your last round, we'll just inhale, come back to hero's pose, meeting with a neutral spine, getting the natural curvature. Come back. And then walk forward onto hands and knees, releasing any props that you may have under a seat. We're going to set up for a supported puppy dog pose. So you can use one or two blankets here. Me coming into it from a tabletop position. So bringing a folded blanket sort of underneath the chest and belly if you want to use that in our tabletop. And then walking the hands out about a foot further than our normal tabletop. We'll exhale to start to send the hips up and back, letting the chest come to rest on the blanket, forehead to the floor, forearm to the floor. And I am actually going to add one more, so maybe adjusting the height if you want. The fewer blankets or less height you have, the bigger shoulder opener this will be. And the more support you have, the gentler this will be, and the more grounding for the heart. So, choosing a variation that's going to serve you today, finding your shape, making sure that the hips are still elevated away from the heels, so we're not coming all the way back like into child's pose. We're still, hips are still raised in the air here. And then finding the breath. Giving yourself a few more breaths in this shape. Before starting to slowly make your way out, letting Coming back to a neutral tabletop. From here, we'll keep our blankets. We'll slide them forward just a little bit. You come into a supportive Sphinx pose, and you may want your block for this shape as well. And when you're ready, starting to send the chest forward. So again, to rest on blankets, and then adjusting them as needed so that they're snugged right up against the arms with the forearms planted. Support the upper body, lift your chest. And you have the option to stay right here, or if you want to make this a little bit more restorative, you can bring a block to support the forehead, letting the nose fall closer to the earth, lengthening the back of the spine, choosing your height with the block. When you're ready, starting to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself back through tabletop position to come out, and then making your way to a seat, keeping your cups close by. We'll send the right leg out long, left knee will stay bent, left sole of the foot connecting to inner right thigh. Option here to place a blanket under the hips again for a little bit of elevation. We're going to move into forward fold over the leg. So if you want, again, to have a little bit more support, you can make a little tower stacking up the blankets and block, or you can simply let the head hang. It's up to you. We'll inhale to bring arms overhead, prepare, and then exhale to start to fold over that right leg, bringing any amount of bend into the knee. Again, another option is to place a rolled up blanket underneath the knee. That would feel like a good support. then just letting the upper body ground over that right leg, sinking into this fold. Sending full deep breaths into the back of the right leg, and the outer left hip. And as you're ready, on an inhale, walking hands back in towards the body. Send the spine back upright. And then exhaling to start to move to the second side. Left leg sends out long. Right knee bends. Sole of the right foot connecting to left inner thigh. And then setting up any support with the props that you might want for this side. We'll inhale to bring arms up long. And then exhale to start to fold over left leg. Maybe this side feels very different than the first side. Maybe it doesn't. And once again, as you're ready, with an inhale, starting to walk hands back in towards the body, pressing the torso back upright. And then exhaling to release legs out of that shape. Next, we'll move into pigeon pose. So, setting up for that however you would like. And maybe grabbing a folded blanket to place under the hip. We'll first inhale to lift the crown of the head before exhaling to fold over, bringing forehead closer to the ground, letting the upper body fall over our front leg. Maybe even patting a blanket underneath the chest. For additional support. And when you're ready, gently pressing the upper body upright, releasing the legs, and starting to move into the other side. Setting up your props wherever you need them. And inhaling to lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. And then exhaling to fold over the front leg. And then as you are ready, letting an inhale guide you back out. And come to a seat, legs out long. Arms can reach out over legs. Taking a deep inhale. And then exhaling to roll the spine down onto the mat. And here, I invite you to take any last movements, any last shapes you might need before moving into your final Shavasana. And if you're ready for that, feeling free to find your final resting shape of class today. And if you haven't already, starting to make your way onto your back, finding that final Shavasana that will allow you to fully relax and absorb the effects of your practice tonight. I'm getting to bring some depth into the breath once again, letting it wake up the cells in your body, and bringing small movements into the fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, rocking head side to side, before inhaling into a long body stretch, reaching through fingertips and toes, And then exhaling to curl onto either side, letting the head rest on your bent arm. Fetal position. Shape of rebirth and renewal. And when you're ready, starting to slowly press yourself back up into a seated position. And bringing hands to heart center. Taking a moment to be grateful for yourself for taking some time out of your day for your practice and for the circumstances that allow you to do this. And a moment of gratitude for anyone else who may have joined you on their mats tonight. We'll bring thumbs to third eye center. Inhaling together. Exhale to bow forward. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday night and a great weekend. And I'll see you next week.